Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, chefs from around the world. I'm Ling, project and event manager of Worldchef, and it's been a long time since we got together online. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to another online event by Worldchef. Today, we are very happy to team up with the chefs from At-Sunrice. Excuse me for that. I was saying that it was an absolute pleasure to welcome the chefs from At-Sunrice Global Chef Academy with us today to talk about the launch of their latest online culinary diploma, DigiChef Academy. And in the next hour, you are invited to join us and experience the DigiChef Academy student experience by learning how to prepare a signature Singapore recipe, chili crab. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome Chef Carl, Chef John, Chef Wendy, and Chef Statish to our webinar today.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone from around the world, to all the chefs, food professionals, and other individuals interested in the wonderful art of cooking. I have been in this industry for over 56 years and have seen an evolution of education and how our profession evolved over the decades. I started as an apprentice in 1964 at the age of 14 in Augsburg, Germany, and never thought I would end up with all the experiences that God had allowed me to go through. Along the way, I met great professionals and great institutions. One institution that has been a part of my life now or a major part of my life now is At-Sunrice Global Chef Academy. And I've seen their evolution from an institute and an academy to a worldwide recognized quality educational institution in the world of culinary arts. And I'm very, very happy to introduce this great new program, DigiChef at the Academy. And it's sort of like coming around and going back to basics. This is what we've done in our world, in my world of apprenticeship. We had a combination of industry training and the academic world. And we're now back with the help of wonderful technology to enter a new era of high quality training and education in the world of culinary arts. I hope you will enjoy an example of this great program in the next hour and go away with a new understanding and appreciation for what technology and the great minds of chefs can do. Without further ado, I will now introduce Chef John Oliverio from At-Sunrice Global Chef Academy, who will host us throughout this great hour. Chef, it's all yours.
Thank you, Chef Carl. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone around the world. I see we've got quite a diverse audience with us tonight. So let's jump straight into it. So I've been at At-Sunrice for the last 3 years so far, and I'm actually the lead for the LMS here at At-Sunrice. So without further ado, hold on. Let's go on straight to the agenda for today. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Singapore chili crab. we have a little video that we're going to share with you with Chef Wendy, as well as our guest from New York. Later on after the video, we'll talk to Chef Wendy a little bit more about her experiences and how chili crab has shaped her life a little bit. After that, we're going to move on to DigiChef, and TL 1, 2, and 3 will tell you a little bit more about what that is. We'll have a little demo video as well on the learning system for At-Sunrice DigiChef. And then after that, after everything is over, we'll have a Q&A session to answer all the burning questions that are flooding the chat boxes so far. All right, so next we have Chef Satish, who's going to talk to you a little bit about the DigiChef platform. Chef Satish.
Thank you, Chef John. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the chefs and F&B professionals from around the world. It's my pleasure to connect with you at this platform. So I would like to share about the DigiChef. DigiChef is designed by At-Sunrice Worldchefs Academy. At-Sunrice is Singapore's premier culinary school for culinary, pastry and baking skills, and food and beverage management education. For the past 20 years, the Academy has been cultivating global chefs and F&B professionals in an experiential environment of culinary authenticity and best fit apprenticeship. With an internationally diverse faculty, state-of-the-art facilities, and strong industry partnership, the Academy delivers skills and knowledge in East and West, Old World and New World cuisine, herbs and spices, innovation and technology. So we are moving further together with DigiChef. We believe everyone can learn from this, as we have a trust in ourselves and you have a trust on the chefs. Now, I won't take much time of you. I'd like to hand you over to Chef Wendy. Chef Wendy Ng, she is one of our culinary instructor. She'll be sharing with you the recipe video of one of the most popular dish, Singapore chili crab. Chef Wendy.
Right, thank you, Chef Satish. Now it's also my turn to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone right here. I'm Wendy. I have joined Sunrise for about 2 years right now. I'm currently teaching culinary in At-Sunrice. It has been my pleasure and will be my pleasure to share with you guys a little bit more about the Singapore chili crab. Now, as you guys know, recently Singapore's hawker culture has entered the UNESCO. So my job here today right now is to tell you a little bit more about one of the world's most famous dish that we have in Singapore. Right, now chili crab is, I would say, the top 5 dishes that is promoted by Singapore Tourism Board. All right, if you do not know where Singapore is a little red dot in Asia, right near Malaysia and Indonesia. Okay, if you have been to Singapore, you will know that we have summer all year round. Okay, so eating chili crab is not the easiest, but it is really, really enjoyed throughout our country. All right, so now in the video that will be coming up, okay, you guys will be seeing me explaining to you guys a lot more on how to totally enjoy this chili crab dish, and of course, how do we actually cook chili crab, right? Now, of course, there are many different kinds of crabs in the industry. The most commonly used crab for Singaporeans would be Sri Lankan crab, all right, because of its sweetness and its texture and everything else. But we do have other choices of chili crab or crabs across the world. Right, now in the videos that you guys will be seeing in a while, we will actually go in more in depth on talking about chili crab. Right, we will teach you how to handle chili crab, and to be honest, how to kill the chili crab too. Right, so we also will teach you how to enjoy the chili crab with a few of the side dishes, and of course with my special guest in the video, you will actually see Todd and Chef Sahil from New York. Two of us will actually be showing you guys a little bit of a different rendition of 2 kinds of chili crab. Right, one will be the one that I cooked, and of course Chef Sahil's rendition of a chili crab, which is equally amazing. Okay, so without further ado and wasting more of your time, all right, we shall move in to enjoy the video. Right, please keep a lookout for the video, and inside this video there will be a lot of hints. All right, thank you.
A warm welcome to At-Sunrice Global Chef Academy. My name is Andy Tan. Today, we'll be demonstrating one of Singapore's renowned national dish, the Singapore chili crab. In 2020, CNN has rated the Singapore chili crab to be part of the world's 50 most delicious food.
Hi everyone, As you know, I've been staying in Singapore throughout my whole life. I have been to multiple hawker centers and tried different kinds of renditions of chili crab. And I have to say, I'm a die-hard fan.
Today we are honored to have once Michelin star Chef Sayil Mehta from New York to show us how to cook the best Singapore chili crab.
Hi, it's Chef Todd Coleman, and we're here in New York to see how the classic, so important Singaporean chili crab is made here at a Singaporean restaurant called Laut Singapore. That's owned by Chef Salil. And he's going to show us how we do it here as opposed to Singapore, which you've just seen. All right.
And hopefully we can like stay true to what they do, and as well as, you know, give them a little bit of something that what we do, you know. So I think that cuisines evolve according to where they go, and hopefully it evolved in the right direction with this one.
Yeah, so maybe it's going to be a little controversial. Maybe we'll add some mustard. You never know. So the first thing, Salil, is the crab, right? In Singapore, they use a Sri Lankan crab. And what do you use?
Sri Lankan mud crabs are the best. You can't really get the big size ones over here.
Yeah.
So the next best thing, what we found in terms of size and value, is the Vancouver Dungeness crab.
Let's pull one out here. All right. So they're from Vancouver. Can you get a big one? Whoa!
So this fellow is probably close to about 2.5, 3 pounds over here.
Okay.
That's pretty much like the size that we usually get for our restaurants over here. Lots of meat, good. This one is a male.
Okay. So now, Andy, I have in front of me a tray of crabs. Would you like to guess which is a male, which is a female? Why don't I show you this?
Maybe you should tell us more, Wendy.
Now, as you can see, if the abdomen area is round, okay, this is a female crab. Okay, normally female crabs tend to have a firmer meat, and of course, like I said, female crabs have a lot of roll, and Singaporeans love their rolls.
After picking your favorite crab, next step is cleaning and preparation. The most important step is to make sure that you choose a live crab. Next, let's check out how Chef Sayil prepared and cooked this dish.
So, you know, there's a couple of ways to going about it. We found the most humane way is to just take one of these guys, stab it in the heart.
That's a Singaporean cleaver, right?
Yes, sir. And he's gone.
Okay.
What we'll do is now we'll clean him up real good. Rinse up with that.
Give it a rinse.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to scrub it down because the shell is dirty.
What about do you use those juices?
Everything we're going to get rid of. Try all this as clean as possible.
Okay.
We're going to give it another rinse.
When I lived in Florida, we called those the dead man's lungs.
Yeah, we're going to scrub it down because the shell is dirty.
Like if you ate them, you died. What about the lungs?
No, I mean, it can be nasty. You can get food all this over here.
Right. To keep the roe inside. When I lived in Florida, we called those the dead man's lungs. Cleaning out the lungs. Like if you ate them, you died. It's definitely so. How much do you spend?
No, I mean, but
How much does it cost at the restaurant?
So we buy, you know, like with seafood, as you know, like the prices keep going up and down.
Right.
You know, it ranges anywhere between $15 a pound, and it can go anywhere between $20, $25 around Christmas time.
That's the wholesale cost.
Yes. And then we try to keep it between like $80 and $90 in the restaurant, because I feel like we don't make money on this, but it's like a novelty item that people would want to like share, and then there's other things that people might order which we will make money on, you know. So
it's kind of a loss leader.
Yep. And it makes good on pictures, you know. People like taking pictures of this thing.
So you would say that it is how much does it roughly cost on the menu for the customer?
Oh, for the customer, like we try to keep it at 88, and sometimes we take a hit. 88. And sometimes we take a hit on it too. We don't mind taking a hit on this one.
And it serves one or two?
I would say it serves one of me, maybe two of you. You know?
No, definitely one.
I mean, I love it. I think that these kind of dishes are not meant to be shared as far as customer goes. They, you know, it's usually one on a table. I prefer pepper crab over chili crab, but the chili crab.
I do too prefer black pepper crab. Yeah.
I always believe that for seafood, anything dry preparations are always better than something with sauce. You get to taste more of it.
Right.
And it's supposed to be, people sometimes they're like, it's like too much messy of a process and whatnot, and I believe it should be a messy process. Like whoever said life is beautiful, it is, but So yeah, we're gonna get rid of sharp stuff.
Underneath there.
Yeah, and it's good and it's fresh and it's good stuff.
And how often do you get crab? How long do they live in the tank?
So we get our deliveries depending on how busy it is, at least twice a week.
Okay.
And if it's a busy night, we'll go through like about 15, 20 of them.
Okay.
Pre-pandemic, we used to go through a lot. People loved it.
Okay, everything is pre-pandemic these days.
Yeah. Life was beautiful back then.
I think things are a little bit easier in Singapore than here, but we're getting there. So you crack it so what is it?
So like
seasoning sauce.
Yes, and it's easier to eat as well.
Okay.
Once when you're trying to eat it, you look for the crack and you just
Right.
go for it.
I'm going to show that to the camera. All the good scraping in some of the roe. They're all usable pieces there. Smells very fresh, very fresh. All right, we're in the New York kitchen. It's very cramped, as you can see, and they're in the middle of service, and they get a lot of orders for crab. We have to do this quickly. We have to keep our masks on. All right, what are you doing now, Sunil?
Toast the balata. Yeah, so we're gonna toast the balata with different chocolate.
You're toasting the belacan. Okay, very good. Is this belacan from Malaysia or Singapore? Indonesia. Okay. Wow, it smells so good. And now we are frying the shallot. These are sort of bigger French shallots, unlike the small red Asian ones. Oh, they're adding lots of garlic. Ginger, I'm sorry. It's a lot of ginger. It's probably like double or 3 times the amount of shallot. Garlic. It smells incredible. Turning the heat down a little bit. That might be a little bit controversial. Now we're adding sambal. Dry chili paste. I keep trying to call it a sambal, but Salil is not biting. So I think this process in Malay, it's called tumis. Tumis. Beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna add ketchup, which is actually, I think, a pretty traditional ingredient. What would you say about adding ketchup?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. You can also use, which I've found, which works really well. Believe it or not, is San Marzano crushed tomatoes.
San Marzano crushed tomatoes. That's from San Marzano, Singapore? Or?
No, India.
India, San Marzano, India. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. You can see that the oil is separating out. What do we have?
Lenggang chili sauce.
Lenggang chili sauce. Okay. That's famous. Ooh. 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 Really smells good. Right now we've done a lot of work, but the crab still has not been added. Wow. All right, we're adding the egg part. Walk us through that, Salil.
Yep, now we're just gonna add the egg.
What does the egg do?
The egg creates a velvety texture.
Well, Andy, the next secret I'm going to share with you is about my buns.
Oh, tell me more. Which part?
This particular buns here, often served together with the chili crab in Singapore.
Okay.
Right? We call them the mantou. Do you know about them?
Oh yes, absolutely, Wendy. I love eating this because I like the soft and extra crispy ones.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So the soft ones are actually the steamed ones, and obviously we are showing right here are the fried ones.
Yeah, you're right. So now, besides this, of course, we have a lot of other alternatives. We will serve it together with sourdough, right? If you like a hot bowl of steamy rice, this will be fantastic for it. And then, of course, if you want, you can try it with pasta, any kind of things that you can come up with. It's up to you, okay?
Exactly. So I, obviously like the sauciness of it. That's why I always choose the mantous as my personal favorite.
Very nice. Well, the next and last most important secret of eating crabs, all right, I will tell you. Okay, it is to eat it with a part of your body.
Okay, I know that one.
Oh, you do?
Yes, it's your hands.
That's right.
Yeah. So I like eating chili crab with my hands because it's really extra super duper shock.
It is, right? It's because this is a sauce-based crab. So everything gets a little saucy, a little dirty. So that's the best part of enjoying chili crab. So I think that covers my 3 most ultimate secret of eating and enjoying crab. Scan this QR code or go to digichef.org to find out more about the chili crab dish. And also, you get to learn about our 6 months online diploma.
All right, so we are back. So I just had my dinner. It's like what time is it now? It's like 8:20 in Singapore over here. So we just had dinner, but just watching that video makes me want to go out and just grab and order some chili crab right now. How are you, Chef Wendy?
Oh, I'm great. I also just had my dinner. Yeah, I did have the chance to eat the chili crab, of course. I think I've seen enough chili crab for now. Yeah.
So we all know that chili crab is like one of the most talked about dishes in Singapore. If you hear Singapore being mentioned in food in the same sentence, chili crab is usually what comes up. So
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but for me growing up, chili crab was like a celebratory dish for me. So if whenever it was my birthday, my parents say, "What do you want to do?" I said, "Oh, let's go have chili crab." If it's my mom's birthday, what do we do? "Oh, let's go have chili crab." It's like a dish to remember occasions and to go out and celebrate. What about for you? What does chili crab mean to you?
Oh yeah, I agree with what you just said. Because I think one of the reasons why is because crabs in Singapore are tentatively more expensive than the rest, because we are not near the coast or any oceans that gives us very good quality crabs. Right, the one that we are able to catch it is I think that they don't have a lot of very nice meat, and then of course they're not very good texture, good enough to cook chili crab. So same like you, I eat crabs or chili crabs during celebratory seasons and festive seasons, or once in a while, I would say. Yeah.
It's not a very cheap dish to have like every single day.
It's not.
Yeah. So in the past couple of years, there has been a lot of new styles of crab being promoted. So we heard Chef Todd and Sahil talking about black pepper crab. Then I think recently with the salted egg yolk craze, we have salted egg yolk crab as well. What are your thoughts on this? How do they stack up, or how do they compare to Singapore chili crab?
Oh, like I mentioned before the video, I told you guys that this chili crab is actually one of the top 5 crabs flavors in Singapore. As the time passed, the trend started to surface, and we try to move along with the trend along, right? So besides chili crab, I think like what you mentioned, the black pepper crab, the salted egg yolk crab, the butter crab, it's one of the few most ordered dish, right? Even people and my friends from other countries that come over to Singapore, I think one of their must-try dish is either chili crab or black pepper crabs, right? Now, but the thing is, my heart still goes back to chili crab at the end of the day, right? Because the crab is fantastic, of course, but the sauce is so good. It can be eaten with almost everything. To be honest, sometimes I tell my family to eat the crab and I have the sauce all to myself. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, so you're the kind who mops up all the sauce with the mantos, yeah?
Oh yes, definitely. So I'm that kind.
Are you a steam or fried mantou kind of girl?
Oh, I'm surely a fried mantou kind of person, right? I mean, I think I have not come across many people who prefer steamed mantou to fried mantou, actually.
Yeah, actually
about
for
you,
me,
Chef John?
I prefer the fried one as well because it's a little crispy on the
Yeah.
outside, soft on the inside, and it just soaks up the gravy so well. Okay, so thank you for your time, Chef Wendy. We had quite a good time watching you prepare your chili crab over there.
Hey, thank you so much. It's been my honor.
So for you guys in the audience over there, so there's a QR code on screen now. Just take a quick scan of it to take you to digichef.org, Worldchefs, and over there, I think you can find the recipe for chili crab, as well as the video again if you want to watch it again. Okay, so our next segment is actually the introduction to DigiChef and TL123. So what exactly is DigiChef and what is TL123? So before I actually go into it, I'm going to have a very quick short video here to actually, it's going to be a short introduction to actually what the Online Career Diploma is all about.
You have made the right choice by enrolling in the DigiChef Worldchef Diploma program. It will prepare you for a successful career in F&B sector. This diploma program is designed by At-Sunrice Global Chef Academy and accredited by World Chef Association. I'm Chef Satish Madan, faculty head at DigiChef. Together with my esteemed team of instructors, we have put together a world-class curriculum that will give you the foundation knowledge in East and West, herbs and spices, Old World and New World cuisine. I have been in F&B profession for over 20 years. If you are as passionate as I am about cooking, you will be excited to know that as a chef or a cook, you will be earning the living in the kitchen. And with the World Chef accreditation, you will also join a global network of chefs and cooks from around the world, where you will learn and earn the power of white jacket. Once you start, you will have a 6 months to complete the modules and assessment set up before you. This is a unique program that is designed to twin with your current employment. Congratulations, you have taken a first step towards becoming a chef.
All right, so that's what the Online Career Diploma is all about. So what does DigiChef mean to you and your kitchen brigade or your F&B team? So the DigiChef program will actually give you full access to our learning materials. So this program is going to be 100% conducted online. All the materials will be available on our LMS, which stands for our Learning Management System. As an employer, you have the option of actually signing up one of your staffs. So it could be a sous chef or CDP to certify them as a DigiChef trainer. So what this means is your chef will actually be certified to be one of our offsite instructors who will then be able to actually supervise and train your own team of basically your kitchen brigade based on our teaching and learning materials. So let's go a little bit more deeper into what TL1, 2, and 3 stands for. Okay, TL1, 2, and 3 stands for teaching and learning part 1, 2, and 3. Right. So the first phase is basically 100% online. It works pretty much like any online course. You log in daily, or not daily. You log in at your own time whenever you have time. You log your hours online, read through the learning materials, and that's what TL1 is all about. It's all about self-learning. Good thing about it is because it's completely online. You can log in whenever and wherever you are. It's available across all platforms on Windows, Mac. It's optimized for phones and tablets as well. So it's a great way to access your information anytime you have, anytime you have time, when you're on the train, when you're on the subway, if you're having a bath, or you're just having a 1 hour break from work. TL2 is twinned with employment. So basically this is when you will work with either your chef supervisor at work, or you will be you will have access to pre-recorded videos or a scheduled live Zoom session with one of our instructors as well. TL3 is actually peer learning, and we'll talk a little bit more about peer learning and the peer learning area a little bit more down the road. So next up, we're going to have again another short video in fact, another 3 short videos, which is going to be me talking more and more again, explaining about what TL 1, 2, and 3 is all about. TL1 is the very first stage where students get to access all their learning resources through the Online Learning Management System, known as the LMS.
It's your one-stop portal for all your learning needs in At-Sunrice. You can access the LMS platform using your email address and the default password which was sent to your email address. Once you've logged in, this is how it looks like. Here is the LMS feed, which works similarly to Facebook's newsfeed, where you can find chefs posting learning materials or useful clips and articles. Important updates from the Student Services Departments can also be found here, and you and your peers can share relevant articles on cross-learning, create discussions for better learning on this portal. You can also respond to the post by leaving a comment or pressing the smile button to like it. Click on the Materials tab and select a lesson to access the learning material. Your chef instructor will upload the materials here for you to do self-learning before your lesson the next day. While doing your self-learning, you may post questions for the chef instructor. Remember, there is never a bad question. Do not be afraid to ask. The LMS is a crucial and engaging learning tool that you will use frequently during your time in At-Sunrice. So do take the time to familiarize yourself with the interface and reach out to your chef instructor or the Student Services team if you ever need assistance. Happy learning!
TL1 makes learning simple. I'm able to understand the chef instructor's demo better because of the content covered on TL1.
I had some problems navigating at first, but I've grown to appreciate LMS. It helps me in being more prepared for the lessons.
TL2 is the second stage, which consists of at least 2 hours of demonstration by the chef instructor. The chef instructor will then run through the learning objectives and flow of the day to set your expectations and to guide you on your learning journey. The chef instructor will highlight the key learning points to remember, the skills and techniques to pay attention to for each specific recipe.
TL2 is exciting because I get to see the chef instructors in action. The chef instructors will demonstrate the entire cooking process for the recipe and teach us various techniques.
I like that TL2 lesson is also recorded and uploaded to LMS for me to easily refer back and also absorb all the information that I may have missed out during the lesson.
It's time to get busy in TL3. You will be putting what the chef instructor demonstrated in TL2 into practice. While completing your hands-on cooking, you are expected to record your cooking process to upload to the LMS for assessment. Upon uploading your video to the LMS, your chef instructor and classmates will provide you with feedback on your dish. You can also view videos from your peers to inspire new ideas and improvements.
This is where I can practice all of my skills that are taught by the chef instructors. It may be tough, but I believe with my confidence and my enough effort, I will be able to perfect it just like the instructors.
I've learned a new skill of video recording and editing while learning to cook, which is handy in this digital age. My peers are also very encouraging and willing to give me tips on how I can improve my dish after I watch my video on LMS.
We have come to the end of our onboarding videos. We hope that you make the most of your time using the resources that we put together for you. Remember, our chef instructors and student services team are always here to help. Continue to be inspired as you continue your journey with At-Sunrice. Okay, so just quickly looking at the chat box here, I'm seeing there's quite a few questions already coming up. Don't worry, we are taking note of all these questions, and there will be a Q&A session at the end of all this where we will try as much to answer as many of those questions as we can. Okay, so as you have seen in the video earlier on, so this is actually what the DigiChef platform or LMS platform looks like, right? So the format that you see is actually very similar to Facebook. Facebook is blue. Our team is a little bit on a green. Our corporate colors are mustard yellow and green. All right. So basically, this will be all-in-one platform for all your communication, learning, as well as your assessments. Basically, we can do all your online assessments here. You can find all your learning materials here. We have Zoom function integrated directly into this, and basically, this will be your social media platform in terms of food. Okay, also navigation. If you have a Facebook account, you will find everything very familiar. So at the top over here, we have the menu button where you can find access to your calendar, your messages, notification, profile settings, and your batches. So when we say batches, it actually refers to your class. So we refer to individual classes as batches. Okay, so on the left here, we have our quick navigation buttons. The first one up there is the post button, which actually refers to the newsfeed. The second down the line is actually the materials, Zoom integrated in there, your dashboard, your gradebook, people, leaderboard, and your calendar as well. On the top here, we have the universal search bar, exactly the same as Facebook. This part here will look very familiar to you. You have your messages up there. As you can see, I've got quite a lot of messages, as well as your notifications as well. Also, this little icon on the top right over there, it looks like a little football, but actually, if you actually figure out what it is, it's actually a little live preserver. That's your little help button over there. So all your technical help you can actually access live through there as well. All right, so learning material. So for those of you who have actually done online courses before, a lot of times you are reading materials. What you'll have is actually tons and tons of text. Basically, you'll be given like loads of documents in PDF form for you to read and try to absorb. So what makes us different is because we are craft-based, it's very visual and people like to click on things and do stuff. So our learning materials are actually all HTML based. What this means is we have videos embedded into it. We have interactive quizzes in there. We have interactive to access the information there. You have to click here and there. We have pictures with pop-ups here and there. So it makes the process a little bit more interesting and helps keep you a little bit more engaged. Okay, so this part here is actually more for the instructor as well as for those of you who are thinking to sign up as a DigiChef instructor. So this is where we can actually keep track on practically every aspect of our students. We can see the total number of hours they spent online. We can see how many numbers they've, how many modules they've completed, whether they've started, whether they're in the process of doing it, and if they have actually completed it. Yeah, so it's a very informative dashboard, and you can actually filter it down by student or by what can you do? Yeah, by student, by time spent online. You can actually filter it down by modules. So what this is good is what this is good for is actually if you've noticed a student that is maybe not doing so well in the practical part of things, right? So what you can do is just quickly log in here to the dashboard and have a look, see whether the student has actually done some reading and actually have actually gone through the materials. If we find that the student has not actually started the materials, this could be one of the reasons why it's not doing so well in the practical aspect of things. So it's a heads up to you to just give the student a gentle nudge, say, hey, I think you better go back and read some of the materials first before you come for the practical part of the class. Okay, so yeah, this is how we keep track of our students. Okay, TL2. This is where we actually will, depending on which part of the world you are, we will actually have scheduled Zoom classes where we will actually stream live the lesson for the day. For those of you who are maybe on a separate time zone and may not be convenient for you to join our Zoom classes, the Zoom recording will also be made available to you to watch on the LMS as well. Okay, so the Zoom session is important because it is your chance to interact live with a chef. Any questions that you have in the reading materials, this is the time to ask questions. During the demo where the chef is actually showing you the dish, he'll be dropping tips and hints on how to do it correctly and perfectly. So if you have questions, that is the time to ask. Our kitchens are also set up with a multiple camera format. So we'll have one wide angle camera and one other camera that's actually mobile, which will actually catch up all the close-up shots. Okay. Okay, TL3. So this is where you actually get to practice, right? So you've done your reading in TL1, you've watched the videos and seen the demo in TL2. TL3 is where you actually have to reproduce what you've just learned. So if the lesson for the day was to make chicken cordon bleu, then you're expected to produce a dish of chicken cordon bleu as well. So how do we? Some of the questions that pop up is, how do we then grade you on your dish? Because we're halfway around the world and it's online. I can see, I can taste your food. So what you're actually required to do is actually, as you're doing your dish, you're encouraged, or you actually have to take a short video of your cooking process, maybe at the key steps and the key learning processes that you're doing the dish. And after that, you will encourage students to edit the videos nicely and put it back onto the LMS. We understand that not all of you have great editing skills, so don't worry about that. We are a culinary school. We're not a video editing school. We understand if you just stitch videos together and put it online, as long as we can see what's happening in the video, and we will be able to give you some feedback. So peer learning, what does peer learning mean? So as you can see here, we have a student, Sean. He's actually uploaded images of the dishes that he's prepared for the day. So what happens here is, after the students upload the dishes for the day, we will get your batchmates to actually come online and look at what you've done and give constructive feedback on it. Whether it was good, whether it was not so good, what could have been done better, or maybe during the process, if they're watching the video of the process and they spot the mistake, that's a time for them to come in and comment and say, hey, Sean, I saw that when you were making your beurre noisette, you didn't cook it long enough, so the butter didn't darken enough, things like that. And of course, at the end of the day, the chef instructor will actually come in as well, and we'll give you your feedback on it as well. So in this sense, it actually helps push the students and colleagues to actually try and do better and better, because all your work is out there for everyone to see. And I haven't come across a student who feels satisfied with putting up a picture of something that doesn't look nice. So it actually pushes everyone to try and make everything look as beautiful and do the dishes as well as they can. So this is another example of a student who've done ravioli. So basically, posting on the LMS will actually promote communication. What else? Encourage students to push to continuously improve, right? Because you actually have to comment on each other's work. In order for you to make comment on someone else's work, you actually need to know whether the student is actually doing it right or wrong. So in this sense, it actually also pushes the student to actually learn. And because you're doing your work somewhere halfway across the world, or in your own home kitchen, it actually allows you to actually develop more critical thinking skills. So what do I mean by this? As you are making ravioli, for example, if something goes wrong, there's no one around you to actually help solve your problem for whatever problem that comes up. So you have to think fast and think on your feet to try and figure out what happened and try to salvage the situation. So if you can actually manage to salvage the situation, then good for you. You can post it online and you can actually document, what went wrong and what I did to fix it. So in this sense, you actually help push your problem solving and critical thinking skills. So that actually brings me to the end of TL 1, 2, and 3. I hope it actually gives you a little bit more greater understanding of how TL 1, 2, and 3 works and how we actually conduct classes here at the DigiChef Academy. So next, we're going to talk about industry development. So remember earlier on, I was telling you guys about DigiChef trainers. So this is actually for employers who actually want to certify their chefs. So all these DigiChef trainers will have full access to all the online modules that they're qualified to supervise, right? They will receive a playbook and workbook from us, which will actually document out very clearly all the procedures and the code of conduct and basically everything you need to know to be a certified supervisor or trainer. There'll be monthly video calls between the trainers and us here at the DigiChef Academy. We're constantly keeping in touch with you. We'll find out how your students are doing. If there's any problems, of course, you can always come back and check with us. Any problems with students trying to log in, they're having issues logging in, or the accounts are not working, we will always be there to help. So we're almost at the end of our talk here. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the Online Culinary Diploma. All right. So again, it's a work and study at the same time, right? It gives you flexible learning. It's globally recognized diploma in 6 months. And we have 3 diploma tracks. So we have the Career Diploma in Culinary Arts, Career Diploma in Pastry and Bakery, and of course, Career Diploma in F&B Services. The next slide here, we have our recruitment agents. We have 5 of them from the Philippines and 1 in Sri Lanka itself. Don't worry if you're not from these countries. These recruitment agents are actually international agents. So they actually will take in recruit students from pretty much anywhere in the world. If you want to sign up or ask or find out more, you can approach them, or you can click on it, or you can scan the little QR code there. They will take you to www.digichef.org, where you can actually contact us directly as well to answer any of your questions that you might have. And with this, I actually come to the end of my presentation, and we will actually move on straight to the Q&A session. Wow, I've been talking for quite a while. So let's go to the the questions here. Let's see what we have. Okay, so we have a question from Patrick here. Patrick's asking if we can have the email contact of myself and Chef Satish. You can. Well, I won't give out my email our email addresses here. I'm not sure about Chef Satish, but if you can actually go back to the QR code or actually go into www.digichef.org. There is a link down there where you can actually type in your queries or your questions, and actually we will actually try our best to get back to you as soon as possible. Okay. Tamal is asking, how can I receive this certificate? So this certificate will actually be issued to you by the DigiChef Academy at the end of your 6-month program, or upon successful completion of your 6-month program. All right, it's not actually issued by Worldchef itself. Let's see. Okay, so I've got some questions here on the cost of the course. So the course actually runs for 12,000 Singapore dollars. How do we pay? So, and I think I saw earlier on a couple of questions on if there are scholarships or if there's financing options. So at the moment, currently, we do not have any scholarships or financing options available as of now. Might be available in the future, but for the time being, we don't have it. So I've got a comment here saying that that's quite a brutal way to kill the crab. Actually, so just now you saw Chef Todd and Sahil, right? The way they killed the crab was actually to flip it upside down and stab it in the abdomen. Actually, that is the most humane way to kill a crab, because right in the center of the abdomen is where the crab's central nervous system is. So by piercing directly in the center of the abdomen, right there, you instantly sever all their nerve endings, so they actually die straight away. If you see the crab sort of like struggling around after that, that is all just muscle spasms after that.
Chef John, there's
Yes.
Alfred that asks, can we use this recipe with chicken instead of crab? Of course we can.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you use chicken, of course, it's not going to be called chili crab; it'll be called chili chicken.
Yeah.
But but the beauty of it is, like, as a chef, you won't know until you try it out, right?
Yeah.
If you actually think about it, I think it'll go pretty well, actually. Yeah.
I think it
The
will.
sauce is.
Let us know how it turns out.
If I may jump in, because it's been the ancient issue with eating meat or any kind of live creature. At some point in time, it has to die if you want to eat meat. You'll have to decide whether there's it's just fact of life. If you are inclined to eat, if you eat a chicken, the chicken will somehow die, and it's probably sometimes less humane than what they did with the crab. I think there was also a question in regards to the sustainability. But we have to, remember, sustainability is a great effort, and eating some of the traditional dishes can be a treat. It doesn't have to be an everyday occurrence. We just have to keep everything in perspective of being conscious and changing where we can. Chili crab is a very traditional dish, and to suggest that just completely give it up, I think it may be a little bit overreaching. Just my point of view from 60 years almost living in this world. Actually, 60 years in the industry.
Wow, thanks, Carl. So I have a couple more questions here. I think there's some students or some of our guests are asking, do they have to be, if they are working freelancer, can they join the program? I also have questions about basically I think the questions are asking who can sign up for this program. So this program is actually available to everyone. Of course, we have prerequisites because it's a diploma program. But in terms of work experience, it doesn't matter what level you are, because we know there are some chefs who joined the industry years ago and they have years of experience under them, but unfortunately did not have the opportunity to join a culinary school and get a proper certification. The program is actually open to everybody. I also have a question asking about postgraduate diplomas. At the moment, we only offer the diploma level. We have not, maybe in the future, we might explore that area. But for now, it's just the normal diploma course. Also, there's another question here. Will there be a moderator to remove inappropriate posts in terms of when the student? I'm guessing this is actually when the students actually post the materials up and we actually give comments. So actually, part of our how do I say this? Part of the discipline is we actually do teach our students how to give comments. Of course, we will tell them, how to give constructive feedback. We'll tell students, don't give like one-word answers like, oh, this is good, or this is great, or it's bad. So we always try to teach them how to answer the questions. And of course, if we see something inappropriate online, we do see basically everything that's being posted. I myself, I'm one of the admins for the LMS page. So actually, my news feed is like running 24/7, and I actually have watch out for all these things as well. Got another question on from Susanna, who's asking if she's only interested in minimal and necessary focus on meat and fish. Will I be able to include this specialism focus? So it's a good question. Again, right now, because this is our first launch, we're just launching this diploma. It's completely new. These are some of the things that we might introduce in the future. But for now, it is just these 3 diplomas first. And then we'll see how it goes in the future. If there's enough, of course, if there's enough interest in it, we might branch off into those areas. Did I miss anything? Okay, so again, the currency, so the $12,000 currency that $12,000 course fees that I mentioned earlier is in Singapore dollars. So 12,000 Singapore dollars. So I have a question on Sri Lankan mud crab here. So the question is, you mentioned the best crab is Sri Lankan mud crab. Is it the type or variety of the crab? Or is it actually from Sri Lanka? That's a very good question. To my knowledge, yes, the species actually originates from Sri Lanka. There are actually quite a few varieties of mud crab. I think in the US, they also have the mud crab, but it's of probably the cousin of the Sri Lankan crab. It's still big and meaty and very flavorful, but the shape of the top shell is slightly more angular. Yeah. Okay, I've got a question from Matt Slew, who's asking, do I need to buy my own ingredients for the diploma? Yes. So there are a few ways to go about this. So basically, ingredients will come at your own cost. Yes, and as with every culinary course, we don't try to teach you with very exotic ingredients. Most of the ingredients are actually very basic. So as long as you always have chicken, fish, carrots, onions, basically just the basics, and we will actually teach you with the basics. I think it's very seldom that we will actually ask you to go out and buy crab or lobster or foie gras, any of those very expensive dishes, because for culinary school, we want to take it back down to the basics and make sure you understand the basics and build the foundation up from there. And then as you progress down the journey and as you get better, you can experiment at your own time and at your own cost as well. Okay, so there is another question from Susanna asking, is it okay to train via a home kitchen? Yes, of course. If you have a kitchen that's equipped by all means, you can actually do the course from your home kitchen. All you'll need is a working convection oven. Okay, so if you're going down the culinary line, you want something like a convection oven, a working stove, probably a couple of pots and pans, mixing bowls, and proper knife set and some cutting boards. That's at the bare minimum. That's all you need to do the program. So I've got a question from Tulsi asking how to buy the perfect crab. Chef Wendy, would you like to answer this? How do you buy the perfect crab?
Oh, I knew this was coming. Well, normally we will try to buy the crabs that is still alive. I would say, in my opinion, to buy the crab that is the most active. Okay. And also when you're choosing a crab, make sure that the crabs are alive and kicking, and once they have died, try to consume it as soon as possible, because when they start dying and then they have a lot of bacteria starting to grow, and it's a bit dangerous. So definitely must choose the right crab.
Yeah, I think another thing you want to add on is try and buy a crab that's heavy, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So if you got two crabs of the same size, just lift them up and feel it. The crab that's fresher usually feels a bit heavier because it's still full of I won't say juice. It's fresh. As the crab is stored in the containers or out of the water, they actually start to dry out a little bit and they will feel lighter. So if the crab feels heavy for its weight, that's a good crab to buy. Can tuition payment be paid in a staggered basis? Who's there? Maria? Do you have an answer for this? Do we offer staggered payment for tuition fees? From what I know, not at this time as well, because it's only a six-month program. So I would say that we do not do staggered payments.
We would be able to assist you to review what are the arrangements, and this would be a one-on-one that I will assist you with. This is Maria from the DigiChef team. Thank you.
Hey, got a question asking about, can you enroll for a bachelor program after the diploma? As this is actually going to be a international diploma, and accredited by Worldchefs, you should be able to apply for a bachelor degree. I cannot comment on whether it will be recognized everywhere.
It depends on, sorry to chime in, it depends on the country, the educational programs. You may get credit for some of the work you've done, but it all depends on the individual country's educational system. Like in the US, you may get credit for it. In other countries, Europe, it's all individual based. There's no standard answer, but it's certainly life experience.
All right, so next question down the line is, can I add some Indian spices to the recipe without disturbing the original taste? Of course you can. I mean, okay, so I think that the question I should be asking is, what kind of Indian spices do you want to add to the original chili crab recipe? Some of the spices, of course, are very strong in flavor, and of course it's going to change it's going to deviate a bit from the original taste of what you can find here in Singapore. But as with every other recipe, as you travel around the world, you will find the same dish everywhere. But of course, it will be tweaked a little bit to cater more to the local taste. So if you're in India and you want to add some Indian spices to chili crab to actually suit the local taste buds a little bit better, by all means, try it out. You might, who knows, you might come up with a whole new recipe based on what you've created.
Actually, in creativity, there's no limit. So you can create your own creativity. Then you call it masala chili crab.
You can add some beer, then you can call it Bavarian chili crab.
Okay, so let's look at time. So actually, I've just noticed the time, sorry. So we're actually running over. It's actually 9:04 right now, or it's 9:04 in Singapore. I'm not sure what time it is over there. If we've missed out your question over here, please feel free to actually log in over to www.digichef.org. There is a, right on the front page, if you scroll down, there is actually a box over there where you can leave your name, your email, contact, and your question, and we will actually try our best to actually answer you in the most timely fashion. If not, once again, thank you everyone from all over the world. I'm actually quite surprised that we have quite an international, not quite, a very varied international audience with us today. Thank you everyone for joining us here today. From all of us at Sunrise, DigiChef Academy, thank you for your time. Chef Satish or Carl, any last words from you guys?
Yeah, I would like to say thanks to everyone for joining us, and it's very pleasurable for us to connect with you. And we look forward for some more sessions also, and there will be some more recipes we will share with you. Once again, thank you.
Thank you for everyone to joining us today. It was a great session. I learned a lot, and great questions, and a wonderful program. Hope to see many of you in this program. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
All right, so with that, thank you everyone. Again, have a good day, have a good night, have a good afternoon. See you everyone.